Jeremy and Brock. Okay, so let's go over these answers, right? Our class accuracy is about 60%. That's not good enough. If my principal came in, they would say, well, you got to get that up to about 77. So I will not get a good evaluation. So let's go over these questions quickly. They're for driver's education. I like the 87%, 80%, 77, all the way down. So many of you have grown up on this digital front. You understand about digital things, and this is a good platform because I can email your parents, I can email you. This could be used as a study guide. So we have green as correct, red is incorrect, yellow as partial, and then blue is ungraded, and then white is unattempted or timeout. Let's go ahead and review these questions right now. I suggest you take some quick notes. We got 100% on this, but let's still go over it. You must drive slower than the posted speed limit if conditions, construction, bad weather, make posted driving unsafe. This is true. So we talked about this. Heavy traffic, bad weather, drive at a speed slower than the speed limit. Next, 31% on this. We need work on this. And the question is, the maximum legal speed you can travel on a road and what conditions is the speed limit? That is false. 11 of you put true. So this tells me you're not listening or you don't understand. Let's use the first one. You're beginning drivers. You don't understand the danger of driving on a wet road. If you drive at the speed limit, your stopping distance is reduced. If you have tires that are less than 50% tread, your stopping distance is reduced. This means you're going to crash into a car. So 5 of you out of 15 or 20 of us got this right. So as an instructor, I need this higher. This is great review. 87% here. When stopping your vehicle, what factors determine the distance your vehicle travels before it's no longer in motion? All the above. Braking distance, reaction distance, and perception time. Beginning drivers drive too close, so you don't have enough braking distance. So you're going to end up rearing someone. And that's the most common type of crash. Reaction distance, this is the time your foot hits the brake. And then perception, this is the time your eyes see it, and then it goes to your brain, and then your brain tells your leg to fire the muscles to hit the brake. Next, 93%, I'll give you a clap. You did good on this. 93%. In areas without a speed limit sign, the speed limit in residential areas is 25 miles an hour. You always want to drive at a speed slower than the posted speed limit in a residential area. Kids think the car is a big monster, the grill, the eyes. You want to be a defensive driver, cover your brake, slow down, make eye contact with kids. Kids are unpredictable. Next, a flashing red signal. This confuses a lot of beginning drivers. A flashing red signal means you must always stop your vehicle. This is true. 2 of you were confused. Red means stop. Look. If it's a blinking red, you stop, you look. When clear, you proceed. Next, you are driving in an area without a speed limit sign. You should assume that the maximum speed is 60 miles per hour, as this is the speed limit on all public roads that are not part of the interstate. This is a trick question. It's about 55 miles an hour. So many of you got confused in this, and this is the type of question you're going to have on your knowledge test. Again, I want to read this. You are driving in an area without a speed limit sign. You should assume that the maximum speed limit is 60 miles per hour, as this is the speed on all public highways that are not part of the interstate system. It is false. We got 56% accuracy. A law enforcement officer signals you to stop your vehicle. Stop. Stop. S-T-O-P. You ignore the officer, and the officer pursues you like they're chasing you, like you're running from the police. As a direct result of the pursuit, the officer is killed. Bruh, you just killed an officer. You're guilty of a class 4 felony. Felonies stay on your record for life. You won't be able to vote. You won't be able to get a job. Well, I didn't know. They didn't go over that in driver's ed. But many of you aren't listening. We're reviewing your test right now. We're going over information in your book in a fun and educational way. I wish you were my teacher. I'm sorry. I'm only here for one day. But I do the same in my class. So look, your subject to have your car confiscated. They will take it. Okay. You're subject to a fine. Yes. You're guilty of a misdemeanor. So it depends on the situation. But if an officer is directing traffic, you need to pay attention. A crossing guard is directing traffic. You need to pay attention. 31%, you need work in this. While driving, you encounter a school bus that has stopped to load and unload children on a divided highway. I swear this is on the test, but many of you aren't listening. You need to be writing this down. Man, I love global reviews. We got 31% on this. On a divided highway, separated by a median or barrier, vehicles traveling opposite direction of the school bus are not required to stop. There's a divided highway. It's a barrier. Okay? So some of you are confused. 2 of you picked they're required to stop. No. 5 of you picked are required to stop. No. Okay? 8 of you picked must stop, then the driver drive with care. No. And 1 of you picked must pull over to the shoulder. The correct answer is you're not required to stop. That's going to be on the test. You will be fooled. You could fail by 1 or pass by 1. I don't want to see you cry. Every day is getting you ready for the test. This is 58%. Another simple question. While driving, you encounter a school bus that has stopped to pick up children. Vehicles traveling in the same direction must do what? They must stop. But vehicles don't. They're going to get a ticket. A kid will be killed because you see your friend, hey, Megan, I see you. I love your TikTok post. It got 1,000 views. And you're running across the street. You get hit. It's serious. Many of you ride the bus. You're thinking about your friends. You're thinking about talking about social media. You're thinking about doing your history examination for your teacher. Stop, then proceed. So you have to know this. School bus questions are on the knowledge test. In areas without a speed limit sign, we've had 3 questions like this. Don't you see the pattern? No, bro, I'm tired. You talk too much. You don't study enough. You're going to fail the test. Don't you see a pattern coming? Don't you understand at the state level or county level or the municipality level, they're going to have 3 or 4 people with PhDs, really smart brain people. You're going to have some driver's ed instructors. You're going to have some regular citizens. They sit at a table. They put together these tests. Oh, I don't know. It's just a tough test. Well, you're not paying attention in class. In areas without a speed limit sign, the speed limit in a school, business, or residential area is 25 miles an hour. 4 of you pick 15, too slow. 2 of you pick 35, too fast. The correct is 8 players, and it is 25 miles an hour. 93%. What factors affect perception time, reaction distance, and braking? Visibility, that's your ability to see, mental and physical condition, and the weather. So all of these affect your ability to stop. In the snow and rain, your distance is increased. In fog, it's increased. You got 73 here in areas without, do you see the same theory? We've had 4 questions in areas without speed limit signs. The maximum speed for a passenger vehicle and motorcycles on a rural rustic road. They're trying to fool you. On a rural rustic road is 35. It's true, unless otherwise posted. 47% when traveling 65 miles an hour on dry, level pavement, that's level, not a dirt road that is crown-shaped. Hello, it takes an average driver 500 feet to stop. It is false, okay? The faster you travel, the longer it takes you to stop. There's a chart to the left. 65 feet, 136, 195, 205. You're going to have questions similar to this on your test. I'm just trying to bring you value. 79%. When driving, you may travel slower than the posted limit. This is true, but you don't want to go 10 under or 12 under. You can get a ticket. You're holding up the flow of the traffic. Real story. I had a client traveling under the speed limit. She got a ticket and she has a restricted license. She can only drive during the day. I'll say it again. I had a full-grown client, a woman, 31 years old. She went to take her test at the DMV. She was going too slow, so she got a restricted license. Drive at the posted speed limit. 88%. By law, you may not drive slow. Wow. I just talked about this, but a lot of you aren't listening, but you're going to miss this question because two of you didn't understand and apply the concepts. By law, you may not drive slower than the posted limit. It says false. It's a trick question. 80%. When a school bus is loading or unloading passengers and the signals are not on, you do not have to stop. This is false. You have 4 or 5 school bus questions. You shouldn't miss them. 46% got a radar detector. Radar detectors use in Virginia is illegal. This is true. Some states or municipalities allow drivers to use radar detectors, but you're using a radar detector because you drive over 100 plus miles an hour. 100%, when approaching a stopped vehicle with flashing lights on a 4-way highway, you must change to the lane, not next to the emergency vehicle if you can safely. This is true. In our location, we have the move over law. Okay, if you can move over safely because of the police, tow truck, you should do that. Ahead of you, a pedestrian or bicyclist is crossing the street. I just talked about this. Let's see how many of you get it right. I see less than 50%. A pedestrian or motorcyclist is crossing the street within a clearly marked crosswalk or unmarked intersection. You always yield to the pedestrian. I just talked about this. We should have 100%, but we have 67. So this tells me you guys aren't taking notes, you aren't understanding, and you're not paying attention. We should have 100% on this because I went over this. An unmarked intersection, you still have to yield for the pedestrian. 93%, this is a round sign, which means a roundabout. Stay in your lane until you're ready to exit when you go inside a roundabout. This is true. More and more road testers are having this, and driver's ed companies are doing roundabouts. You are following an emergency vehicle responding to an emergency. What is the closest distance you may follow? 500 feet. You see this on fire trucks. You see this on bigger vehicles, 500 feet. 83% here. You are on a private road or driveway. You are about to enter a roadway. You must do, before you enter the roadway, you must stop and yield. So this tells me less than half of you understand this. A private drive, a driveway. You're pulling out of a gas station. You're pulling out of a restaurant. You're pulling out of your block onto the main thoroughfare. You have to yield to all traffic and pedestrians. A great question. Many of you will miss it. 50%. We talked about the roundabouts. You must yield right of way. Type in what you learned, please. Type in what you learned into the chat. I need 2 full sentences. Hey guys, if this is bringing you value, thank you. If this is bringing you value, you need to subscribe. I'm a state certified driving instructor. Give this a thumbs up. I go live quite a bit. We're talking about passing your test, passing your knowledge test. I'm here to help. But the only way you're going to learn this, and many of you won't do this, you've got to subscribe. You've got to watch these videos. You need to leave questions. I won't answer them. I want to say thank you.